So you've read the title of this video, you know what to expect. You're going to be getting a load of quickfire tips in 5 minutes. We're going to reel off as many tips as possible. Hopefully there'll be tips for both beginners and experienced FM22 players. Before you do go and start the timer in your head though, go grab yourself a notepad, a pen, whilst I'll tell you a quick little bit about today's video sponsor, SPITCH. SPITCH is a fantasy football app available for people in the UK, Ireland, Germany and Austria over the age of 18. Unlike normal fantasy football that focuses on a season-long format, SPITCH allows you to pick your team for a specific week. From there you can enter either paid tournaments or free tournaments, all of which have their own unique prizes to be won. All you need to do to get involved is download the link in the description, which we of course here at FMSCOUT would greatly appreciate. Then you'll be able to register on the app. You might have to show your ID to get verified and then you're good to go. You can start picking your team as I'm doing on screen. You can select your captain and use the statistical analysis within SPITCH to select the best side possible for that game week. Give it a go, see what you think, test your knowledge against other fantasy football players. But with that being said, you can start your timers now. Let's start with tip number 1. So as soon as you start up your save, check out your transfer budget. You might realise you want a bit more than what you've been given. Now one way you can improve that transfer budget is head to clauses, and you might be able to sell a clause, if it's worth selling of course, to raise your transfer funds. In this case here, we can make a quick £2 million from Anderlecht for a player that we sold a few years ago. Easy money, money to spend, your transfer budget has been increased. Have a specific player that you want to improve upon, or you have a big player leaving the club and you want to replace them. Well, trust me, there's no easier way than doing this. Head over to your player screen, hover over comparison, hit find similar players, and the game will retrieve for you players that have similar attributes in key specific areas to the player you've looked at. In this case, we looked at Jude Bellingham, and the game has suggested Mady Kamara, Vencedor, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva. You can then scout from here and find which of these players will work best for you. If you have a director of football somewhere in your staff setup, then it's your lucky day, because they can very easily recommend some signings for your side. All you need to do, head to scouting, head to shortlist, click here instead of list, click position, select an area, let's say right back. You want to find a right back, then you can hit suggestions and the director of football will find 3 players he believes will suit your club very nicely. Pause your stopwatches for tip number 4, because technically this isn't really a tip, I'll add in an extra one later, but my tip to you if you like Football Manager is watch how smooth this is. Subscribe to the FMSCOUT channel. We do videos very regularly on here which will hopefully help you enhance your Football Manager game. Don't forget to like the video as well if you do enjoy, because it will let us know that you enjoy this kind of different content, and maybe we can do more videos like this, which will mean more tips for you. And last thing, if you want to check out my channel, linked in the description, it's still Football Manager, but it's more Let's Play style stuff. I'll put a couple of rebuild videos that we've done recently on screen. This Wolfsburg save was a series that I had on my channel as well. Any support over there would be greatly appreciated as we make the slow push for 10,000 subs. But don't worry, back to the real tip number 4. Another scouting tip now, and when you get those little player cards come through on your scout reports of potential signings, you might be clicking through, hitting the tick button and accidentally skip past a player and think, oh god, he looked good, how can I find him again? So many people do not know this screen exists, but you know underneath player search, there's a scouted section, and trust me, if you think you know this and you're going, obviously, there's so many people that don't. From here, you can see every player that has been scouted recently. From there, you can filter by the rating that the scouts have given them and find the best players for your squad. Whilst we're here as well, give me a little extension on my 5-minute timer, because I'm going to give you a bonus tip right now, actually. You might see here that this view might look different to your view. You can customize this however you like. As you can see here, you can customize your view, you can add an extra filter, add an extra section, and that's the reason why here you can see the ability, potential abilities given by the scouts, the maximum and minimum transfer values, the wages, all of that stuff. All of these screens are very customizable if you want to go into that kind of detail. This one might technically be an exploit. It definitely used to work. I'm hoping it still does. It seems to be in my tests. But if you have a scouting package and you want to upgrade it, obviously you can see it's going to cost you a bit more money. Well, fear not. If you just change your scouting package, all of a sudden you should see some extra players load in that you might not have been able to see before. You're now scouting the whole world. But if you keep advancing days, you're going to have to pay for this scouting package. But if you just look for a player, find a player, before you simulate any further ahead in your world, just go back to what you had before. You won't incur any further costs as far as I'm aware, and you got to see those players that you couldn't previously see. Maybe an exploit, maybe really smart business, who knows? We're not going to focus on it. Let's just move on to the next one and take that tip with a pinch of salt. Are you in the dreaded pre-season phase and you don't want to do all of your friendlies? I know I never do. I get so bored of friendlies after the first season. Don't worry, you don't have to manage them anymore. You can just let the assistant manager deal with the friendlies. All you need to do is go to staff, responsibilities, matches, and then you will see leads friendly matches. Delegate that to someone else. They can take control of the friendlies, and you just get to see if you won, if you lost, who played good, who played bad, that kind of thing. The Data Hub is a new FM22 feature that not many people have been using. You can ask for pass maps, you can ask for shot graphs, all of that stuff. But one thing I like that I find really useful, hover over matches. And from here, you can see both the positives and cons of your game. At this stage, my Wolfsburg team is very good. So to iron out any cons is going to be massive for us. We can see here that this guy, Alfonso Sepulveda, is not contributing to our team at all. Maybe needs some training, maybe needs to be dropped. And it also seems our attacking play from the left-hand side is ineffective. So now we can adjust our tactic and work on that. It gives you a brief overview of what's good, what's bad, and allows you to affect it quite easily. The next one's really simple. Go to tactics, go to set pieces, corners. Even if you don't want to set up your own corner routine, go to attack and just hover over your corner taker. Then in this section here, just select near post and put your biggest man to attack near post, and trust me, you're going to get far more goals from corners, probably an extra 5-10 goals a season using this. Okay, I think I'm running out of time with these tips, so we're going to rush through the last two very quickly. Say you've got a big game coming up and you want a little boost before the match. All you need to do, go to the discuss section, praise player. As long as they haven't got a million fines recently, praising the conduct never seems to go wrong and either does nothing or raises the morale of that player, giving you a little boost before a game. My final tip is good for beginners, but also to experienced players. If you don't want to hands-on manage every single thing at the club, delegate. There's nothing wrong with it, and it will speed your game up a hell of a lot. For example here, tactics. Let's be honest, none of you guys are doing your opposition instructions. Maybe 10% of Football Manager players actually touch that, so give it to your assistant manager. If you don't use it, let them take control. They'll give you a little boost when you're facing off against certain teams. If you want to, let your assistant handle the media. I've always done it. It's never caused me any problems in terms of negative effects to players. Let your assistant do your training if you want. If you don't want to spend all your time on that, that one is a bit more controversial, but you know, play Football Manager how you want. If you want it to be quicker, do these things. But that is hopefully around 5 minutes. If I'm not under, give me the benefit of a doubt. Let me know in the comments, Jake, you're over 5 minutes, you took too long. But hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. If you like this kind of thing, it's a bit different to normal, do let us know. I've actually quite enjoyed making it. I could probably list off another 20-50 tips if I wanted to about Football Manager. So if you want to see another one, smash the like button. Check out my channel in the description if you want to. Thank you again to SPITCH for sponsoring, but most of all, thank you guys for watching and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.